What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the You Know Ball podcast. If you are watching this on YouTube, please remember to like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, hit that bell so that you get videos anytime that I drop, especially now that the NBA is back. We're going to be pumping out even more content. We did the drunk stream last night. You can check that out on our YouTube channel, or you can get the audio on our Patreon as well. I upload all the audio to that feed, the premium feed as well, and you can get this entire episode on the Patreon as well. This is a preview part where we talk about the Lakers, LeBron, all of that mess that's happening there right now. This is my cope for the Sixers losing last night. If you want my Sixers takes and you want my expanded thoughts on the Sixers and Doc Rivers and Joel Embiid and Nihilist Bucks takes on the Bucks, and we talked about the Celtics and the Warriors as well, please subscribe on the You Know Ball Patreon. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the You Know Ball podcast. I am your host, Trill Bro Dude, and today, returning to the podcast from his probably his longest absence since he started coming onto the podcast, we have Gregory Smith, aka Nihilist Bucks, and now he will be our anti-Lakers insider because I feel bad about the Sixers after last night, especially after that Joel Embiid performance. So in order to cope, we're going to talk some shit on the Lakers. So what's going on, Gregory?
Not much. I just want to start out with an opening. I feel so bad. Well, I don't feel that bad. He just got the bag, but Darvin Ham trying to run the Bud offense with possibly the worst shooting team in the NBA is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
It's tough.
Like he even did the blue tape on the ground, which is a thing that only Bucks fans will understand. Because like when Bud first got to practice, he just put blue tape at the corners and at the top of the key. And he's like, this is where you need to be on offense. And that was like a huge meme or whatever. And Lakers started doing it. And it's like, we have Lonnie Walker posting. Okay, let's just immediately get into the Lakers shit. Okay, Juan Toscano-Anderson, who it was the Warriors when they were like an 8 seed. He was playing significant minutes for them as a role player. When they were when they won the title,
he didn't play.
He was end of the bench, didn't play.
Yes.
He is the Lakers' 6th man. He was the first person off the bench for the Lakers last night.
It is tough. It's really tough.
Half the roster the Lakers had last year is out of the NBA. That's unheard of.
So that is crazy, especially because the approaches, and we'll talk about Rob Pelinka in a little bit, who somehow just got extended. I have no idea how Rob Pelinka got extended at all, but this was what they shot. You want to talk about their shooting last night? On open threes, 4 to 6 feet away, a defender was. So we're talking not like an open three, like a Tobias Harris 3. We're talking about like a Matisse Thybulle 3. We're talking about like an Isaac Okoro. We should just start calling them Okoro 3s, because Isaac Okoro shot the most wide open threes in the NBA, 4 to 6 feet away, your average defender. They shot 7 for 28. So they shot 25% on wide open threes last night.
I'm surprised they made 7.
It did not feel like that. Probably 4 of them were Matt Ryan, who I forgot existed. Did anyone know this guy exists?
I only remember he existed because obviously he shares the name with the suddenly terrible quarterback.
Yes, both washed. Yeah, that was I knew he existed because he was one of the 75 white guys that was on the Celtics last year. The Celtics just had their end of bench white guys, and he was on a 2-way contract with the Celtics. He signed with the Lakers like 4 weeks ago. And apparently Darvin Ham was like pounding the table at press conferences for him to make the team because they needed shooting so badly. And as you could see last night, he can at least shoot off movement, do some things, but he can't do absolutely anything else. These are players that they're relying on. So you're talking about Juan Toscano-Anderson, Matt Ryan, who has never really played in the NBA before.
He was getting first quarter minutes, and I think he played like 22 minutes or something like that. It was crazy.
Yeah. But like what else? It's kind of similar to the Sixers situation with Furkan Korkmaz during his like breakout season or whatever. Not saying that Matt Ryan is even as good as Furkan Korkmaz, but like they're just so desperate to have that shooting on the court. When Patrick Beverley, who we were all like, when they got Patrick Beverley, we were like, okay, he's at least their 3rd best player now. He went 1 for 5 from the field, 3 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. got in foul trouble, only was able to play 25 minutes.
Highest plus minus on the team.
Highest plus minus on the team. What was it? A negative 25?
-6, I think, actually.
Now, like, keep in mind, they are playing the defending champion Warriors, a team that has won 4 championships. But why are they on opening night?
Because they have LeBron James on the team, and they're the Lakers. I mean, what else? It's not, you know why? Like,
there it is. There it is, folks.
Yeah, duh. Like, it's not like, why are they here? We know why they're here. They're the Lakers, and they have LeBron James on their team. Like, what also was kind of weird, just as a quick aside, was obviously the Bucks won last year, and it was a Bucks opening ceremony, game, ring night, ceremony, game was such an awkward, like, hard cut that it was just like, I don't know. I know they're on the West Coast, so they were going to tip off second, but it just felt weird to have a game and then have the ring ceremony in the middle and then the game instead of ring ceremony, game.
Yeah, that is kind of odd. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. And it inspired the photo that we're using for this episode, which is LeBron, like, staring directly, looking at Steph get his 4th ring. And it's just funny to see, like, and this has been brought up a ton, but it's just funny to see, like, the opposite sides of the street that these two are on in terms of Steph doesn't really get involved in the front office stuff. He kind of lets the front office do whatever they're going to do. And it's not to say that the Warriors front office has been perfect. We've criticized them a lot for the Wiseman pick over at LaMelo. You know, they've done a ton of things that were not fantastic. But they've also hit on enough draft picks, been conservative enough, smart enough to go out and get D'Angelo Russell, turn him into Andrew Wiggins, get that extra pick. Whereas the Lakers have made the wrong move at basically every turn imaginable. And I don't even think a Rush trade can save this team.
No, okay. So we'll get to it. Yeah, we'll get to why I think it needs to happen. I mean, obviously it needs to happen, but it's still not going to fix anything. Like in big picture wise, it'll fix things in the short term.
Sure.
But like this game was the ideal outcome for the Lakers, and they were blown up by 30 or whatever the final score. It was
they
not
lost
close.
By like 25.
Yeah, it was not the score was not that.
Yeah.
The score was
not indicative. Yeah. The only reason it was a game was because Steve Kerr got on his bullshit because he decided to play an all-bench lineup.
James Wiseman. Yeah, if the Warriors were playing their playoff rotation, they would have won by 80 points.
Yeah, they played Dante DiVincenzo, JaMychal Green, James Wiseman, Jordan Poole. And I like Jordan Poole, but the other guys, they're 14. Okay, so they lost by 14. They were down 20 going into the 4th quarter. It was not a 14-point game if you actually watch. The fact that the Lakers were even somewhat in the game at halftime from a scoreboard perspective was a minor miracle.
Yeah, like Anthony Davis looked like theoretical Anthony Davis, at least for a lot of it
for the
there,
first half,
yeah. So, and again, LeBron is LeBron James, and then Russ almost had a triple-double and was not awful. And it was just like, okay, your big three showed up, had all good games. I'd even say Russ had a good game, which should tell you if it was actually decent, if I'm saying Russell Westbrook did anything positive.
Famously said he was not a top 30 point guard before last season. 40 point guard.
Yeah, and now he's not like top 60. But it's just, it's like, what is your upside here? What everything went right. Obviously, you expect Lonnie Walker, Wenyen, Gabriel to. What else? What else did they gonna expect here?
Well, they got to get Dennis Schroder and Thomas Bryant back. That's their.
Okay, they each have a fucked up hand. Just cut one one off from each guy, staple one on the other guy, and you're good.
There you go. Yeah, you just solved it. Why don't they just do that? And instead of missing 3 weeks.
You have one guy miss a lot, and then one guy's back.
One guy have to retire from the NBA because he doesn't have a hand anymore. Give the other guy. No, even those guys, their depth was so shaky before this, and then they lose 2 guys who were supposed to be key kind of rotation players for them, and I just don't really know what you can do other than hope that bad shooters become good shooters. I I don't know. Like, LeBron's not trying on defense anymore. Anthony Davis, at least theoretically, like you said, looked good. The jump shooting is still bad, though.
Yeah. But also the AD stuff's going to go away as soon as Thomas Bryant comes back because they're going to stop having AD play center again.
So they'll put him to the 4, but then maybe at least he won't think that he needs to shoot as much. Over the past 2 seasons, these are the 5 worst jump shooters on efficiency field goal percentage in the NBA on high volume. So that means guys that are in their guys in the starting 5. This is from Kirk Goldsberry. Number 5 is Russell Westbrook. Number 4 is Giannis. Number 3 is Pokashevsky. Number 2 is Jimmy Butler. And number 1 is Anthony Davis. So the Lakers have 2 of the 5 worst high-volume jump shooters in their starting lineup. And it's like last year their strategy was, let's go out and get a bunch of older players, veteran guys, some who have been here before, Rondo, Dwight Howard, and as you said before, not in the NBA currently. Not a single team has picked up any of these guys. Let's go get them, and let's also get guys who can shoot. Wayne Ellington, Ben McLemore, whatever, but they can't do anything else. And now it feels like they went the complete opposite direction. It was just a massive overcorrection of, okay, so we're not going to get vets anymore. We're going to get young guys. So we're going to go out, we're going to get Lonnie Walker, Juan Toscano-Anderson, the guys we've brought up, that Troy Brown Jr., who also didn't play last night.
Yeah.
And they can't shoot at all, but they're athletic. So, like, you need some balance here. You need some shooting, some defense. Like, that's why Patrick Beverley always made sense for this team. And if he's not hitting a shot like he did last night, it's going to look really terrible.
Okay, he's not, like, good, but he's better than what they have. How the fuck did they just not bring Melo back? Like, he would at least theoretically is a shooter. Like, I know he's off and on now, but like
he was their best role player last year.
I thought he was good last year, and it's like he just didn't like. And there's the workout videos of the gyms or whatever, so it's not like he doesn't want to play in the NBA. It's not like he retired. It's like, why did they not bring Melo back? Like, I don't know.
Because they did this entire identity shift where they're like, we're gonna get young athletic guys around AD and LeBron. We're gonna run. We're gonna try to defend, and just none of it is gonna work against the best teams in the NBA. It's just not going to.
When is it gonna work against the bad teams in the NBA?
Okay, maybe none of it is ever gonna work.
The Orlando Magic are gonna cook the hell out of the Lakers. Like, what are you talking about?
So I went on record. I think I had them as my 9 or 10 seed. I can't remember, but I had them in the play-in. And, okay, let's just say theoretically they make the Russ trade. Because, like, my thing with the Russ thing is, like, Russ didn't even play terrible last night for Russ.
Correct.
And the issue isn't even the Russ fit. It's the fact that he's the only contract that they can trade to make the team better. No one wants to pay him for the rest of the year $44 million. So you have to give up the 2 picks. Like, is there a Jazz trade, Pacers trade, Spurs trade,
so
whatever?
I know why that they want to make I know why they want Miles Turner and Buddy Hield. It's because so they can become the really, really, really shitty Milwaukee Bucks because Darvin Ham's the coach now. Like, Miles Turner plays the Brook role and Buddy Hield becomes basically Grayson Allen. We have Anthony Davis and LeBron like coagulating together to form like a
fake Giannis.
A fake Giannis, fake Chris Middleton combo. And you get the really shitty Milwaukee Bucks that don't win games, but they at least look more like a functional basketball team.
They definitely make more sense. I mean, a few months ago, I was like, you kind of just have to do it. Like, Miles Turner's a good NBA player. Buddy Hield will be a good fit on the team because he'll put up a ton of shots. And as we said, they have no shooting at all. Like, it makes sense. But the risk of putting those 2 first-round picks in a trade to make yourself, like, even that team to me, like, unless LeBron and AD, like, AD looked enough like himself last night, and LeBron, maybe he'll care a little bit more on defense and be a little bit more locked in. Maybe if they make that trade, it will kind of, like, revamp the team. Everyone kind of falls into place now. Patrick Beverley's your 4th or 5th best player. Your bench guys are just like guys who you're relying to start, like Kendrick Nunn and Thomas Bryant and all these guys just coming off the bench, Dennis Schroder, maybe the team will make a little bit more sense. But at the same time, I still look at that team and I'm like, unless LeBron and AD or LeBron and AD, that's still like a 7 seed ceiling to me. Like the best play-in team, maybe 6 seed if everything goes right.
Yep, that's why it's like, it would make a functional basketball team. You're still not a title contender, but
and you're going to give up your future to do what? To give LeBron one last shot at this? It doesn't even really seem like LeBron gives a fuck. He wouldn't have re-signed if he actually gave a fuck.
Yeah, that was the most insane thing I'd ever. I mean, obviously he's just basically kicking the can around until Bronny gets in the NBA.
Sure,
but it's just like, if you cared about winning, you know for a fact there's a team that had a max salary slot until they traded for Donovan Mitchell that would have gladly taken you back, and you fit that team perfectly.
Yeah, for
one last ride. Like, what? I don't under. Like, Windhurst was already doing so that's pretty interesting.
Yeah,
about going back to Cleveland, and then LeBron re-signed for the max, and it's just like, why? Oh, so you don't care about winning? You just want to be a movie star? It's like, all right.
It's either the Bill Simmons theory, and the Bill Simmons theory, by the way, Bill talked a lot of people into taking that over. I don't know who ever, like, he convinced people to take the over because he was okay. So Bill does this thing, and I'll talk about this a little bit later when we talk about the Sixers, but Bill does this thing where sometimes he has inside information, but he's not allowed to say anything. So he'll just pretend like it's his take. And he does this a lot, and he did it with the Lakers where he was like that. I think their over-under was like 43. Like, it was way higher than I expected. I remember smashing the under. That was one of my locks on our over-under podcast we did. I was like, there's no way the Lakers are winning in the mid-40s. This team sucks. Like, with LeBron and AD's health, absolutely not. But Bill kept saying on the podcast, they're going to trade. They when he re-signed that contract, there must have been an agreement that they're going to trade those 2 firsts along with Russ and get back role players that will fit better. And between LeBron and AD, maybe AD has a little bit of a comeback season. They have more role players. 44.5 was their over-under, as Taylor just pointed out to me.
Yeah,
44.5? You think this team could win 45 fucking games? Are you kidding me? They suck.
What's also fucking chaos about this whole idea is if you just trade Miles Turner for Miles Turner and Buddy Hield, which is the offer that is still on the table from the Pacers last I heard. It's just like, yeah, but you've had no practice to practice the Bud scheme. Which I assume you'll play drop with Miles Turner. I mean, Miles Turner is probably a little bit switchier than Brook Lopez is, but
he can play drop. He's mostly a drop center, yeah.
Yeah, but like the other guys on the team haven't really played drop, and it's just be like, like AD, it's like chaos that it's just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna fix the Bud scheme as soon as we get Buddy Hield, Miles Turner. It's like,
and that's what I didn't get is like, okay, so you don't want to lock yourself into that trade. Why are you even pretending to try to make this Westbrook thing work? Everyone knows, like, I don't think Westbrook makes them actively better. I mean, I think over the long term of this season, last night he's going to the press conference. Did you see his quote after the game?
LeBron?
No. Well, I do want to get to the LeBron quote as well, but
the Westbrook, like, I injured my hamstring because I
came off the bench.
Yeah, I mean, do you remember what he said?
My hamstring. I was sitting on the bench too long. What the fuck?
You remember what he said last year when he got benched in the fourth quarter? He said he had a back injury from sitting on the bench in the fourth quarter. Like,
labor hero. He's gonna sue the Lakers and GD Bus.
Noted NBA player getting injured for not playing basketball. Like,
he's having the John Wall injury where he tore his Achilles at his house or whatever.
Or whatever, or just like the God give me tougher battles. Like the only way.